So if you're hungry, I've got some stuffed peppers for you. We're gonna make them. Gonna fuck them up straight through. Alright, today on the menu is some stuffed peppers, which I used to have a recipe card for. Uh-oh. Well, I'll be right back. Here we go. 6 bell peppers, 1 pound ground beef, which is me for ground beef. I always buy the shitty kind, like 87% fat. There we go. Hold on, wait a minute. God damn it, that's 93%. Where's the other one? Nope, the other one's 93% too, so I guess today we're living large. Alright, what else we got? We need 1 cup shredded cheese. So I got 2 bags of that. And a bunch of canned stuff. Whole peeled tomatoes chopped, also known as chopped tomatoes. Tomato soup. And you gotta get the condensed stuff too, and Worcestershire sauce. Alrighty, so we got that, and we also need rice, don't we? Yeah, we do. 1/2 cup uncooked rice. So this is my secret rice stash. I keep rice in a Rubbermaid container because it makes life easy. And there's nothing better than an easy life, especially one where you know where the fuck you put your measuring cup at. God damn it. Here we go. Nice and clean. Rinse out that soap. And let's do a 1/2 cup of rice. First I'm gonna measure everything out. And then I'm gonna just fucking make them. Hopefully. You're also gonna need a deep pan and an oven. But everybody's got an oven, right? Alright, so 1/2 cup of rice. Boom. Yep, it's a little under 1/2 cup. Alright, so this measuring cup is a lie. And 1/2 cup of rice. Sweet. Step 1, prepare the peppers for fucking up. I got a whole plethora of colors here for good measure. And a dish to put them in. It's gonna be right here. Clear off our working area. Yeah. And it said I needed onions, don't I? No onion in this? Alright, 1/3 cup chopped onion. Just like 1/4 of an onion. Alright. I was about to say, I look forward to the onion portion of our festivities. Chopping knife. 1, 2, 3, 5, and 4. There we go. Let's see if they'll fit. Alright, so we're making 4 of them today. We're gonna make 4 of them now. I'm gonna grab the big one. The recipe says it makes enough for 6, but nobody really is gonna eat fucking 6 stuffed peppers unless like people love you and you have a family or some shit. And where's the fun in that, right? So, behead the little fucker. Cut this little fucking sticker. Alright, so stand it up. Okay, it's about flat. It actually worked out pretty well. Alright, take this inside out. You're going to want to get all the seeds, so just gently cut around the little filament in there and pull it out. And hopefully all those fucking seeds stay out of the pepper. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Yeah. Cool, so that's one. there. There's two. Cutting them even, like to the floor, makes it easier when you fill these little bitches up, because otherwise the sauce will pour everywhere. Oh, fucker. Alright, this one's seedy as shit. Fighting me every step of the way, like the little communist that he is. Alright, so, two. Sticker. Boom. That shit in there. Alright, so that one's pretty good. Now when you buy the peppers, you kinda wanna get the thick ones, the big ones, because they hold more stuffing. If you get the thin tall ones, you don't get to put as much cheese on them, and everybody loves cheese. It's the best form of cow. Alright, there we go. And this shit is absolutely delicious. So we got the peppers. I got the onion. The recipe calls for a 1/4 cup. Or 1/3 of a cup or some shit, but I'm just gonna cut up a 1/4 of an onion. Because reasons. Alright, so got the fucking onion. Jesus Christ. Everything's a fucking fighter today. You don't really have to chop it that fine on this one. This one's quite alright if you just have it nice and just fucking bigger chunks, because you're going to be cooking the shit out of it anyway. Alright, that's about 1/3 of a cup, or a little more. But by the time I get it into the bowl, it's going to be no onions. Or I might not be able to lift this up, because I'm a little bitch. There we go. Cup of onions, we got that. Everything else happens at the stove, so I'll see you there. Alright, we got the stove ready, and we got to get our big ass pan for this. So which pan should I use? Let's just use this one. Just gonna use a soup pan for it, because by the time I'm done mixing all the shit together, it's not gonna fucking matter anyway. Turn that on high, throw on the ground beef, second finest form of cattle. And there we go. Let's round that shit up. May as well grab the garbage while I'm at it. So, let's see what the recipe asks us to do. Bring a large pot of salted water to a boil. What the fuck? Alright. In large skillets, saute beef and onions for 5 minutes until beef is browned. So, where's my beef smacking stick? Here we go. Secret to all things beefy, start fucking chopping the ground beef up. Even more than it already is. There you go. Put that bitch on high, so that way the beef has a nice chance to burn all the way through. And gently add the onions. All the onions. Even that one. Fucker. There you go. Oh yeah, there we go. I keep smacking it because I'm trying to get it into nice little chunks. particularly necessary for this, but if you're making other stuff like tacos, which I'm gonna do soon, getting the beef into smaller chunks is definitely good. Otherwise, all you have is fucking chopped steak. Trouble is with the lean meat is there is no fat coming out of this at all, which sucks. And that's where all the flavor is. Alright, I'll come back to you guys when this shit is ready. It's taking forever. Had to move the camera because it's getting fogged up again, but we got the beef. Got it chopped up nice. And there's almost no fat on it, so I'm not even gonna fucking drain it. This fat is where the flavor is anyway. So, next on our side, we have add tomatoes. Alright, so we're gonna go with the diced tomatoes. And my nemesis. We're gonna turn this heat off. We're down to a 5. Stir it again so it don't burn, and move that fucking thing off the heater. Alright. So I just got a regular can of diced tomatoes for this. It's always what I make it with. I don't know where the fuck it comes up with chop up an entire fucking tomato. Here we go. 1 can of diced tomatoes. Should have probably gotten the smaller diced tomatoes, but coulda, shoulda, woulda. If I don't regret most of my decisions in life, life's not worth living. Half a cup of rice. And half a cup of water. Here we go. I'll quiet it down a bit. Alright, so we got a half cup of rice, half cup of water, some Worcestershire sauce, okay, that's empty. That's not. There we go. So, important measurement here. About that much. And salt and pepper to taste. Salt, pepper, can't go wrong with salt. Come on, you fucker, open up. There you go. And a fuck ton of pepper. There we are. Let's see how this comes out. Stir in the tomatoes, rice, Worcestershire sauce, cover, and simmer. So, the half cup of rice is pretty much going to disappear into this whole thing, and it's going to look like you need to add more rice. Don't add more rice. Rice will magically fucking appear when the time comes. So, we got all that shit in there. Gonna let the little bubbles start happening. Turn it down until it barely bubbles, and cover that bitch. And we're going to leave it sitting until the rice starts showing up. Until the rice gets tender. So while that's happening, I'm gonna turn off the camera and go play Kerbal Space Program. I'll see you fuckers in a bit. Well, it's been about 30 minutes, and this is what it looks like. All the rice absorbed all the grease and fat and water. Came out looking all nice and pretty like. Time to make it work. First, let me turn off the heat. Or the AC, I mean. So, what we're gonna do is put this into these right meow. And let's turn this off altogether. But before we do that, I'm going to give it a little taste test, because this is the last time you can actually adjust the flavor on these. Grab a cleanish spoon. Needs a little more sauce. More Worcestershire. And a little more salt. Let's see if that works. Mix this shit up nice. Now let's see how that turned out. Much better. We got some tomato soup. Pop this little fucker open. Maybe. There we go. And you're gonna put just a little bit in there, not a lot. 1 chunk, 2 chunks, and 3 chunks right there. So that's a scientific measurement. And stir this around. And that's condensed soup, so it's thick as hell. Well, what that's going to do is it's going to get that tomato flavor all around it without making it too mushy. There we go. Got the tomato soup rocking. Got the paper towels rocking. And the paper towels are real important for this stage because this is where we clean up all the shit we spilled earlier. Yeah, I let it sit there for a half hour. Because I'm a filthy son of a bitch and I don't care who knows it. It's alright, ladies. I'm dirty in all the right places. Alright, so let's scoop these things over. Yeah. 1. And don't try to fill up a pepper with 1 scoop because all you're going to do is get air pockets and it's not fun. So just take your time, have some fun with it. We're also preheating the oven right about now to, let me guess, 350. It's always 350. When in doubt, 350. When not in doubt, 350. $350 is a good starting point because usually if you have to go above that, you don't have to wait that long. Alright, there's another one. Come on, baby. It's 2 scoops. 3 scoops. And I'm leaving about ½ an inch to the top of these things, and there's a reason for that. 1, 2. I think I fucked up cutting the yellow one. It's the one I started with, isn't it? No, I started with the green one. There we go. Or it'll work. The big red one. 1, 2, 3. And you got a pound of ground beef, a bunch of rice, and it's supposedly good for 6 peppers, and it actually is good for 6 peppers worth. The problem is I don't have a bowl that holds 6 peppers. So now that we're done with that, we're going to take this soup, condensed tomato, put it in there, and add a bit of water. And get a fork, because we're going to fork the shit out of it. Alright, so let's make some room here. That goes there. Well, that can go there. I'll make sure it's not hot. Yep, we're good. Yeah, if you ever need to check if your stove's hot enough, kids, just put your hand right on it. That's the best way to do it. Alright, so we got that. I'm going to add a little bit of water. And stir. Don't get too carried away with the water because this thing gets liquid real fast. Come on, you fucker. Probably should have been doing this while I was waiting for that to finish cooking. But again, before you stop cooking that, make sure you do a taste test. Make sure that the rice is nice and soft, because stuffed peppers with crunchy rice is kind of not a good way to impress the ladies. Here we go. So about a half of this thing, half of the soup container's worth of water. And you get a nice little consistency out of it. And then we're going to scoop this on top of that. So we got this. apply it onto that tomato paste. That'll look good in the sink. Alright, so let me wash this off. Grab the cheese. Where the fuck did I put the cheese? Oh, I threw it out. There we go. This. Scoop. And that's why we left that space. To get all that good tomato sauce in there. Or the tomato soup in there. And this actually will not go all the way to the bottom. The fat in the beef actually makes a really good moisture barrier, so... yeah, fuck you. There we go. You can scoop it up top. Just like that until it pretty much covers it. And this is why we cut the peppers flat, by the way. Here we go. Alright. So, and since it doesn't go all the way to the bottom, there's a little trick you can use. Poke. Just put a little hole straight down the middle of the beef. I'll let it seep in for a bit. Top it off with cheese. We're just gonna bake the shit out of it for about until the cheese starts turning brown. And that should be the end of your instructions for today. Go home, reflect on the lesson, all that good shit. Just remember to wash your hands before you cook. I'm going to pile the cheese on real high, that way it melts and forms a nice little cork. So we got 4 peppers, oven's almost preheated, it's not that big of a deal if it's not completely preheated. And we're going to throw this in there and we're going to see what happens in about 30 or so minutes. While that's going on, I'm going to throw some rice into the rice cooker and that should be dinner. So, the rice is done, and that's the timer I'm using to make sure this is done. Because the meat was more or less cooked by the time we put it in anyway, so you're not going to poison anybody with it. Unless you had secret ingredients. Here we go. Cheese is all melted and shit. Getting a little brown on the sides, just about right. So it's been cooking for about 30 minutes. And I like to serve it with rice. Which I got right now. Rice. There we go. Unplug the rice cooker. Grab the rice spoon. And let's grab a plate. So. Sense a disturbance in the force. This way. There we go. Alright, where the fuck did I put it? Here it is. I'll take the rice. Stir it up nice. Okay, we got the rice. Let's take a pepper. We'll start with the green one. And uh-oh. Here it is. Wash off the fucking spoon thing. Alright, so we got the rice. We got the peppers. And now we got us a meal. Oh yeah, look at all that juice pouring out of there. That's what you want to do. So, a proper way to eat these things. As soon as the camera focuses, there we go. Just take your knife. You go straight down the middle of this thing, just like that. And you got stuffed pepper and rice with a glorious sauce. You guys bone your appetites. That's dinner.